Picture this: you're head over heels for someone, and you can't help but wonder, do they miss me as much as I miss them? It's a question that has plagued hearts and minds for centuries. In the age of instant gratification and constant communication, it's easy to fall into the trap of seeking validation through the attention and affection of others. But what if I told you that the key to making someone miss you lies not in clever tactics or mind games, but in the wisdom of an ancient philosophy? In this video, we'll embark on a fascinating journey through the core principles of Stoicism and discover how they can be applied to the age-old question of how to make someone miss you. But be prepared, the Stoic approach is not for the faint of heart. It requires a shift in mindset, a commitment to personal excellence, and the courage to let go of the things we cannot control. Before begin, if you are new at this channel, please subscribe and like this video. And if you want to better reflect your Stoic spirit, you can get your own wallpapers from the link in the description. Let's get started. The Stoic perspective on attachment. Imagine a world where your happiness and sense of self-worth are not tied to the opinions or actions of others, a world where you can experience love and connection without the fear of loss or the desperate need for constant validation. This may sound like an impossible dream, but it is the reality that Stoicism invites us to embrace. At the heart of the Stoic approach to relationships is a radical shift in perspective on attachment. The Stoics recognized that much of our suffering stems from our tendency to cling to people, things, and outcomes that are ultimately beyond our control. When we base our happiness on external factors, we become vulnerable to the whims of fortune and the actions of others. But the Stoics offer a powerful alternative. They encourage us to focus on what is within our control, our own thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and to cultivate a sense of inner peace and resilience that is not dependent on external circumstances. This doesn't mean that Stoics avoid relationships or suppress their emotions. On the contrary, they recognize the value of deep, meaningful connections with others. However, they approach these connections from a place of inner strength and self-sufficiency. One of the key ways that Stoicism promotes emotional resilience is through the practice of premeditation of evils, actively contemplating the possibility of loss or hardship. By mentally preparing for the worst-case scenario, we paradoxically free ourselves from the fear and anxiety that often accompany attachment. We learn to appreciate the people and experiences in our lives without clinging to them desperately. But the Stoic perspective on attachment goes beyond just mitigating the pain of loss. It is also a powerful tool for personal growth and self-improvement. When we focus on developing our own character and living in accordance with our values, we become more attractive and compelling to others. We radiate a sense of inner confidence and contentment that draws people to us naturally. Think of it this way: imagine you are a magnet, and your inner qualities, your wisdom, kindness, integrity, and resilience, are your magnetic force. The more you cultivate these qualities, the more powerful your magnetism becomes. You don't need to chase after others or manipulate their emotions. They are naturally drawn to the strength and stability of your character. So, how can you start incorporating the Stoic perspective on attachment into your own life? It begins with a commitment to self-reflection and personal growth. Take time each day to examine your thoughts and beliefs about relationships. Are you placing your happiness in the hands of others? Are you neglecting your own self-care and personal development in pursuit of validation from others? As you become more aware of these patterns, you can start to make small shifts in your mindset and behaviors. Practice gratitude for the people and experiences in your life while also reminding yourself that they are ultimately fleeting. Cultivate a sense of inner peace through meditation, journaling, or other mindfulness practices. And most importantly, focus on living in alignment with your core values and pursuing excellence in all that you do. As you embark on this journey of personal growth, you may find that your relationships naturally begin to transform. You'll attract people who are drawn to your inner strength and authenticity, and you'll be better equipped to handle the inevitable challenges and setbacks that come with any relationship. Cultivating emotional resilience. Picture a sturdy oak tree, its roots deep in the earth, its branches swaying in the wind. No matter how fierce the storm or how harsh the conditions, the oak remains grounded and unbroken. This is the essence of emotional resilience, the ability to weather life's challenges with grace, adaptability, and an unwavering sense of inner strength. In the context of relationships, emotional resilience is a game changer. When we cultivate this crucial skill, we no longer rely on others for our sense of worth or happiness. We become self-assured, confident, and capable of maintaining our inner peace even in the face of conflict or rejection. But how do we develop this seemingly elusive quality? The Stoics offer us a roadmap. They recognized that emotional resilience is not something we are born with, but rather a skill that can be cultivated through practice and mindset shifts. One of the key strategies for building emotional resilience is to focus on what is within our control. The Stoics emphasized the importance of distinguishing between our own thoughts, beliefs, and actions, and the external events that we cannot influence. By directing our energy and attention towards what we can control, we develop a sense of empowerment and agency in our lives. Another crucial aspect of emotional resilience is reframing our perspective on challenges and setbacks. The Stoics viewed obstacles not as roadblocks to our happiness, but as opportunities for growth and character development. They encouraged the practice of amor fati, a love of fate, which involves embracing the challenges that life presents us with and using them as fuel for our personal growth. Imagine if, instead of becoming discouraged by rejection or heartbreak, we viewed these experiences as chances to develop greater compassion, wisdom, and resilience. By shifting our mindset in this way, we transform our pain into purpose and our struggles into strengths. But the Stoic path to emotional resilience is not a solitary one. The Stoics recognized the value of community and the importance of surrounding ourselves with individuals who support our growth and share our values. By cultivating relationships with people who inspire and challenge us, we create a powerful support system that helps us weather life's storms. So how can you start cultivating emotional resilience in your own life? Begin by practicing mindfulness and self-awareness. Take time each day to check in with your thoughts and emotions, and notice any patterns or triggers that may be holding you back. As you become more attuned to your inner world, you can start to develop strategies for managing stress, regulating your emotions, and communicating your needs effectively. Another powerful tool for building emotional resilience is practicing self-compassion. Instead of beating yourself up for your mistakes or perceived shortcomings, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would extend to a dear friend. Recognize that imperfection is a part of the human experience and that your worth is not contingent upon your achievements or relationships. As you continue on this journey of cultivating emotional resilience, remember that progress is not always linear. There will be ups and downs, successes and setbacks. But by staying committed to your personal growth and anchoring yourself in the timeless wisdom of Stoicism, you will develop the inner strength and resilience to navigate life's challenges with grace and poise. And here's the truly beautiful part: as you become more emotionally resilient, you'll naturally become more attractive to others. People are drawn to those who emanate strength, self-assurance, and inner peace. By focusing on your own growth and well-being, you'll create the conditions for deep, authentic connections to flourish. So embrace the Stoic path to emotional resilience, and watch as your relationships and your life transform in ways you never thought possible. In the next section, we'll explore how living a life of virtue and purpose can supercharge your ability to connect with others and create the kind of relationships you've always dreamed of. Stay tuned. Living a life of virtue and purpose. Close your eyes and imagine the person you most admire. Perhaps it's a historical figure, a mentor, or a beloved friend or family member. What is it about this person that draws you to them? Is it their kindness, their integrity, their passion for life? Chances are, it's not their external achievements or possessions that captivate you, but rather the strength of their character and the sense of purpose that guides their actions. This is the essence of what the Stoics referred to as living in accordance with virtue. They recognized that true fulfillment and happiness come not from external validation or material success, but from aligning our lives with our deepest values and principles. When we live a life of virtue and purpose, we become a beacon of light to those around us. We inspire others, not through clever tricks or manipulation, but through the power of our example. We become the kind of person that others can't help but admire and seek to emulate. But what does it mean to live a life of virtue and purpose? The Stoics identified 4 cardinal virtues that they believed were essential to a well-lived life: wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance. By cultivating these virtues in our thoughts and actions, we develop a strong moral compass that guides us through life's challenges and uncertainties. Living with wisdom means making choices that are guided by reason and sound judgment, rather than fleeting emotions or impulses. It means taking the time to reflect on our values and priorities and aligning our actions with our deepest sense of purpose. Living with justice means treating others with fairness, compassion, and respect, even in the face of conflict or disagreement. It means standing up for what we believe in and being willing to speak out against injustice or wrongdoing, even when it's uncomfortable or unpopular. Living with courage means facing life's challenges head-on, without being paralyzed by fear or self-doubt. It means taking risks, pushing beyond our comfort zone, and persevering in the face of adversity. And finally, living with temperance means practicing moderation and self-discipline in all areas of life. It means avoiding extremes, whether in our emotions, our desires, or our actions, and striving for balance and harmony in all that we do. By embracing these virtues, we create a strong foundation for a life of purpose and fulfillment. We become the kind of person that others look up to and admire, not because of what we have or what we've accomplished, but because of who we are. But living a life of virtue is not just about attracting others, it's about cultivating a deep sense of inner fulfillment and contentment that is not dependent on external circumstances. When we live with purpose, we become more resilient, more adaptable, and more capable of handling life's challenges with grace and equanimity. So how can you start living a life of virtue and purpose? Start by reflecting on your values and priorities. What matters most to you? What kind of person do you want to be? And how can you align your actions with your deepest sense of purpose? As you continue on this journey, remember that living a life of virtue is not about perfection. It's about progress, about striving each day to become a better version of yourself, and about cultivating a sense of inner peace and contentment that is not tied to external validation. By focusing on your own growth and well-being, you'll naturally become more attractive to others. You'll radiate a sense of inner confidence and contentment that draws people to you like a magnet. And you'll create the conditions for deep, authentic connections to flourish. So embrace the Stoic path to virtue and purpose, and watch as your relationships and your life transform in ways you never thought possible. What kind of person do you want to be, and what kind of impact do you want to have on the world around you? As you gain clarity on your values and purpose, start making small, daily choices that align with them. Practice being more honest and authentic in your interactions with others. Stand up for what you believe in, even when it's difficult. Cultivate habits and routines that support your physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being. And remember, living a life of virtue and purpose is not about perfection but about progress. There will be times when you stumble or fall short of your ideals, but by staying committed to your values and continuing to strive for personal growth, you'll develop the resilience and adaptability to navigate life's ups and downs with grace and purpose. As you continue on this path, you'll find that your relationships naturally begin to evolve. You'll attract people who are inspired by your example and who share your commitment to living a life of meaning and purpose. You'll create a powerful network of support and encouragement that helps you stay true to your higher self. So embrace the Stoic path to a life of virtue and purpose, and watch as your relationships and your life transform in ways you never thought possible. In the next section, we'll explore the power of mindfulness and presence in creating the kind of deep, authentic connections that we all crave. Get ready to take your relationships to the next level. Practicing mindfulness and presence. Have you ever been in a conversation with someone, but your mind was miles away, dwelling on past regrets or future worries? Or have you ever been so caught up in your own thoughts and emotions that you failed to notice the beauty and wonder of the world around you? If so, you're not alone. In our fast-paced, hyper-connected world, it's all too easy to get caught up in the constant chatter of our minds and the endless distractions of our digital devices. But what if there was a way to quiet the noise and truly connect with the present moment, and with the people in our lives? This is where the practice of mindfulness and presence comes in. At its core, mindfulness is about cultivating a state of keen awareness and attention to the present moment. It's about tuning into the subtle sensations, thoughts, and emotions that arise within us, without judgment or resistance. When we practice mindfulness, we develop a greater capacity for focus, clarity, and emotional regulation. We become less reactive to stress and more responsive to the needs of the moment. We cultivate a sense of inner stillness and peace that allows us to navigate life's challenges with greater ease and resilience. But mindfulness is not just about our inner world. It's also about the way we show up in our relationships and interactions with others. When we are fully present with someone, we give them the gift of our undivided attention and care. We listen deeply, without an agenda or distraction. We create a space of safety and trust where authentic connection can flourish. Imagine the impact this kind of presence could have on your relationships. Instead of half listening while scrolling through your phone or mentally rehearsing your next response, you give your full attention to the person in front of you. You notice the subtle cues and nuances of their communication and respond with empathy and understanding. In this state of presence, you become more attuned to the needs and desires of others. You develop a greater capacity for compassion, forgiveness, and unconditional love. You create the conditions for deep, meaningful connections to take root and grow. And here's the amazing thing: when you practice mindfulness and presence, you become more magnetic and attractive to others. People are naturally drawn to those who are fully engaged and attentive, who radiate a sense of calm and centeredness. Think about it. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who made you feel truly seen and heard? Someone who gave you their full attention and made you feel like the most important person in the world? Chances are, you left that interaction feeling uplifted, valued, and inspired. This is the power of mindfulness and presence in action. By cultivating these qualities in ourselves, we create the conditions for more meaningful and fulfilling relationships to flourish. So, how can you start practicing mindfulness and presence in your own life? Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day for quiet reflection and introspection. Focus on your breath, and simply observe the thoughts and sensations that arise without getting caught up in them. As you go about your day, make a conscious effort to be fully present in each moment. When you're talking with someone, give them your full attention and listen with curiosity and openness. When you're eating a meal, take the time to savor each bite and appreciate the flavors and textures. And remember, like any skill, mindfulness and presence take practice. There will be times when your mind wanders or you get caught up in distractions, but by gently bringing your attention back to the present moment again and again, you'll develop greater mastery over your mind and emotions. As you continue on this path, you'll find that your relationships naturally begin to deepen and evolve. You'll create more authentic, vulnerable, and fulfilling connections with others. You'll become the kind of person that others seek out for guidance, support, and inspiration. So embrace the practice of mindfulness and presence, and watch as your relationships and your life transform in ways you never thought possible. In the next section, we'll explore the ultimate key to inner peace and relationship success, learning to let go of the need for control. Get ready for a mind-blowing revelation. Letting go of control. Imagine you're on a raft, floating down a winding river. The current is strong, and the rapids are unpredictable. You could try to fight the flow, paddling upstream with all your might, exhausting yourself in the process. Or, you could surrender to the river's natural course, trusting that it will carry you exactly where you need to go. This is the essence of letting go of control, learning to relinquish our grip on the things we cannot change and finding peace in the flow of life. It's a concept that lies at the heart of Stoic philosophy and one that has profound implications for our relationships and our overall well-being. So often in life, we cling to the illusion of control. We try to micromanage every aspect of our lives, from our careers and finances to our relationships and personal habits. We believe that if we just work hard enough, plan carefully enough, and exert enough willpower, we can bend reality to our will. But the truth is, much of life is beyond our control. We cannot control the thoughts, feelings, or actions of others. We cannot control the circumstances that life throws our way, the unexpected challenges, losses, and setbacks that are an inevitable part of the human experience. When we try to control the uncontrollable, we set ourselves up for frustration, anxiety, and disappointment. We exhaust ourselves fighting against the current, rather than learning to navigate its twists and turns with grace and resilience. This is especially true in our relationships. We may try to control how others perceive us or manipulate them into meeting our needs and expectations. We may cling to the belief that if we just say the right thing or behave in the right way, we can make someone love us or miss us or choose us. But the reality is, we cannot control the hearts and minds of others. We cannot force someone to feel a certain way about us, no matter how much we may want to. And when we try to do so, we create a dynamic of tension, resistance, and inauthenticity in our relationships. The Stoics understood this deeply. They recognized that true peace and happiness come not from trying to control the world around us, but from learning to control our own thoughts, emotions, and reactions. They emphasized the importance of accepting what is beyond our control and focusing our energy on what we can influence, our own choices, actions, and attitudes. And here's the paradox: when we let go of the need for control, we often find that we have more influence than we ever imagined. By surrendering to the flow of life, we open ourselves up to new possibilities and opportunities. We create space for authentic connection and collaboration to emerge. Think about it. Have you ever been in a relationship where both people were trying to control each other, where every interaction was a power struggle, a battle of wills? Chances are that relationship was characterized by tension, conflict, and dissatisfaction. Now imagine a relationship where both people have learned to let go of the need for control, where each person takes responsibility for their own thoughts, feelings, and actions, and trusts the other to do the same. Where there is a deep sense of respect, autonomy, and mutual support. In this kind of relationship, love can flourish, not the kind of love that is based on possessiveness, dependency, or manipulation, but the kind of love that is rooted in freedom, trust, and genuine appreciation for the other person's unique path. So how can you start letting go of control in your own life and relationships? Begin by practicing acceptance and surrender in the face of life's challenges. When something doesn't go your way, instead of fighting against it or dwelling on what you cannot change, focus on what you can control, your own attitude, perspective, and response. In your relationships, practice communicating your needs and desires openly and honestly, without attachment to a specific outcome. Trust that the right people will be drawn to you, and the wrong people will fall away. Let go of the need to prove yourself or earn someone's love, and instead, focus on cultivating your own sense of worth and purpose. And remember, letting go of control is a lifelong practice. There will be times when you slip back into old patterns of grasping and clinging, but by continually bringing your awareness back to the present moment and choosing to surrender to the flow of life, you'll develop greater inner peace and resilience. As you continue on this path, you'll find that your relationships naturally begin to evolve. You'll create more spaciousness, trust, and authentic connection in your interactions with others. You'll become the kind of person who inspires and uplifts others, not by trying to control or manipulate them, but by embodying the qualities of freedom, trust, and love. In the final section, we'll explore the power of gratitude in transforming your relationships and your life. Get ready to unlock the ultimate secret to happiness and fulfillment. The power of gratitude. Gratitude is often described as the magic key to happiness, and for good reason. When we cultivate a mindset of gratitude, we shift our focus from what is lacking in our lives to what is abundant. We begin to see the blessings and opportunities that are present all around us, even in the midst of challenges and adversity. We tap into a deeper sense of appreciation for the people, experiences, and circumstances that make our lives rich and meaningful. But gratitude is not just a feel-good practice, it's a powerful tool for transforming our relationships and our overall well-being. When we approach life with a sense of gratitude, we radiate positivity, joy, and abundance. We become more generous, compassionate, and open-hearted. We attract more love, connection, and opportunities into our lives. In the context of relationships, gratitude has the power to create a profound shift in the way we relate to others. When we focus on what we appreciate about someone, rather than what we wish they would change, we create a dynamic of mutual respect and admiration. We become more attuned to the positive qualities and contributions of those around us. We develop a greater sense of empathy and understanding for their unique struggles and challenges. Gratitude also has the power to dissolve resentment, bitterness, and entitlement, the toxic emotions that can erode even the strongest relationships. When we choose to focus on the gifts and lessons that each relationship brings, we cultivate a sense of peace and acceptance, even in the face of conflict or disappointment. So how can you start cultivating gratitude in your own life and relationships? Begin by setting aside a few minutes each day to reflect on the things you're grateful for. You can write them down in a journal or simply take a moment to silently acknowledge them. Make it a habit to express your appreciation to the people in your life, whether it's a simple thank you for a kind gesture, or a heartfelt expression of love and admiration for their presence in your life. In your relationships, practice focusing on what you appreciate about the other person, rather than what you wish they would change. When conflicts arise, look for the lesson or opportunity for growth that the situation presents. And most importantly, cultivate a sense of gratitude for yourself, for the unique qualities, strengths, and experiences that make you who you are. As you continue on this path, you'll find that your relationships naturally begin to deepen and evolve. You'll create more meaningful, fulfilling, and joyful connections with others. You'll become the kind of person who inspires and uplifts those around you, simply by radiating a sense of gratitude and appreciation. So embrace the power of gratitude, and watch as your relationships and your life transform in ways you never thought possible. In conclusion, living a life of virtue and purpose is not about perfection, but about progress. By practicing mindfulness and presence, letting go of control, and cultivating gratitude, you'll create the conditions for deep, meaningful connections to flourish. You'll develop a greater sense of peace, happiness, and fulfillment in your relationships and your overall life. So take these lessons to heart, and embark on the journey of becoming the best version of yourself, one step at a time. Thanks for watching. If you are still watching, it's mean you like this content. For more content like this, subscribe my channel and write your comments. Be stoic.